If you live in Nevada and you felt like your car insurance keeps climbing no matter what you do, you're not imagining it. Nevada has landed at or near the top of national rankings for the most expensive states for full coverage car insurance, and some recent reports have put us first among the states. Depending on the source, the average full coverage premium here runs somewhere around $300 a month or more, which is dramatically higher than the national average. And if you live in Las Vegas, you're usually paying more than the state average on top of that because the biggest city tends to carry the highest rates. Where you park your car at night matters more than most people realize. So the question every Nevada driver is asking is the obvious one. Why here and why us? I'm going to walk you through what's actually driving that number because it's not one thing and a lot of it has nothing to do with how you personally drive. If you don't know who I am, my name's Jim Eddington and my agency helps individuals and businesses with their insurance every single day. Before I was on the agency side, I spent years in the collision repair business here in Las Vegas. I had insurance adjusters walking through my shop every single day, looking at wrecked cars, writing estimates, and arguing over what a repair should cost. So when we talk about why insurance is expensive in this state, I'm not reading it off a chart. I personally watched a lot of it happen one crash at a time. Let me tell you about a claim that explains almost everything. Picture a regular Tuesday morning here in the Valley, a driver sitting at a red light and someone comes up behind them and doesn't stop in time. Hard hit, the kind that completely deforms a bumper and crumples the trunk. The driver who got hit does everything right. They pull over, they're fine physically, they walk back to exchange information, and the other driver has no insurance. No card, no policy, nothing. And when they run the plate later, it turns out the car wasn't even registered. Now here's where a lot of Nevada drivers get a painful surprise. They assume the uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage on their policy will fix their car. In Nevada, when people talk about uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage, they're usually talking about the bodily injury side. It's there for the medical side if an uninsured driver hurts you. The damage to your actual vehicle usually runs through your collision coverage instead, and that means your deductible comes into play. This trips people up constantly, so let me be clear about it. There's the part of uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage that handles injuries to you and your passengers, and that's the part many Nevada drivers have. The repair of your car is a separate question though, and in most cases the answer is your collision coverage. We covered uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage in detail on another video on this channel, and it's worth watching if you've never really looked at how yours is set up. When I was writing estimates back in the shop, I saw this exact situation play out over and over. A customer comes in with a wrecked car, completely not their fault, and they find out the other driver was a ghost. No insurance, sometimes no real identity at all, and the repair still has to be paid for somehow. The car doesn't fix itself because the other guy broke the law. So the driver who did nothing wrong is now paying a deductible to fix a car that someone else destroyed because the person who hit them brought nothing to the table. And that's not a rare story here. That's just another Tuesday. Multiply that one accident across an entire state and you start to see why the rates look the way they do. Uninsured drivers are one of the biggest forces pushing Nevada rates up, and the numbers back it up. Roughly 1 in 10 drivers in this state is on the road without insurance. Some estimates put it a little higher, and there's a related problem that's gotten a lot of local attention lately, which is unregistered vehicles. When you see cars running around with expired or no registration, that's often a red flag that there may be an insurance problem behind it too. Think about what that does. When an uninsured driver causes an accident, the cost of that crash doesn't disappear. It gets absorbed by the people who did buy insurance. Every insured driver in the state is quietly helping pay for the ones who didn't. That cost gets baked into everyone's premium. This is also why I tell people not to treat uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage as an optional coverage in Nevada. In a state where this many drivers have nothing, protecting yourself against them isn't a luxury. To me, it's a necessity. Vehicle theft is the next big piece, and Nevada has had a really big problem with it. This state has had one of the higher vehicle theft problems in the country. Theft has actually improved recently, but carriers price off the loss experience they've been seeing over a span of years, not off one good headline. And it makes sense when you think about where we live. You've got a massive tourist city with cars parked everywhere, constant turnover of people, and a lot of vehicles sitting in lots and garages around the clock. When theft is high, comprehensive coverage gets more expensive because comprehensive is the part of your policy that pays when a car gets stolen or broken into. The more cars that get taken into a region, the more the carriers have to charge everyone in that region to cover the risk. So even a driver who's never filed a claim is paying for the theft rate of the whole valley. Your premium isn't about you, it's about your zip code. Two identical drivers, one in a high theft part of town and one in a quieter area, can pay noticeably different rates for the exact same coverage. Accident severity is another major factor, and it ties directly to how fast this state has grown. Nevada's added people at a rapid pace, and a lot of that growth landed in the Las Vegas and Reno metro areas. More people means more cars, more congestion, and more chances for serious collisions. And it's not just how often accidents happen, it's how bad they are when they do. A severe accident on a busy freeway costs a carrier a lot more than a parking lot fender bender. When a state sees more of the serious high-cost crashes, the carriers price for it. That's not a Nevada quirk. That's how insurance works everywhere. The difference is that Nevada has a lot of conditions that produce the expensive kind of crash. Dense traffic, fast growth, high-speed roads, and a constant flow of tourists. When I was in the repair business, I saw the trend firsthand. The cars kept getting more complex, more expensive to fix, and the heavy hits kept the shop busy. For example, when the F-150 went aluminum in late 2014, shops were scrambling to figure out how they were going to implement correct repair procedures. A body shop built around steel panel repair suddenly needed a different set of tools, different procedures, and specialized knowledge to fix the panels correctly. Back in 2013, people were already raising flags about a tidal wave of technology coming, and it came, and it's still coming. That's the severity story sitting right there in the parking lot. Two more forces are pushing these numbers, and they're the ones that don't show up in a flashy headline. The first is the cost of repairs and medical care. Modern vehicles are packed with sensors, cameras, and electronics, and a bumper that used to be simple now has thousands of dollars of technology behind it. When repair costs go up, claims cost more and premiums follow. The same is true on the medical side. When an accident causes injuries, the rising cost of medical care flows straight into what carriers pay out. The second is litigation. Nevada has a fair amount of legal activity around auto claims, and when lawsuits and large settlements become more common, carriers build that expected cost into their pricing too. You don't have to take my word for how much legal activity there is. In Las Vegas, just drive the I-15, the 95, Las Vegas Boulevard, and look up. The sheer amount of legal ad spend on those billboards tells you everything about how much of this is happening. And there's even a state insurance premium tax in Nevada that's among the higher ones in the country, and that gets passed along to drivers as well. None of these are things you can control as an individual driver. They're conditions of the market you're buying in. That's the honest answer to why Nevada is so expensive. It's a stack of factors all pointing the same direction. Here's the part that matters, because you can't fix the state, but you can make smart moves inside it. The first thing is to actually shop the market. In Nevada, the gap between the cheapest carrier for a given driver and the most expensive can be enormous. The same driver, the same car, the same record can get wildly different prices from different companies because every carrier weighs Nevada risks differently. If you've been with the same company on autopilot for several years, you may be leaving real money on the table. That's a big part of what we do as an independent agency. We're not tied to one company. We can look at a driver situation and know that a different carrier might write that risk better, and then we talk it through and let you decide. The second is to get your coverage right, not just cheap. In a state with this many uninsured drivers, carrying solid uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage and understanding how your collision coverage protects your vehicle is worth more than shaving a few dollars off the bottom. The cheapest policy is rarely the one that actually helps you on your worst day. And the third thing is to use the levers you do control. A clean driving record, bundling your home and auto, choosing a deductible that fits your savings, asking about every discount you qualify for. Those moves don't change why Nevada is expensive, but they decide where you land inside it. So that's the real answer. Nevada isn't expensive because of any one thing. It's vehicle theft, uninsured drivers, unregistered vehicle issues, severe accidents in a fast-growing state, rising repair and medical costs, and legal and tax pressures all landing on top of each other. A lot of it has nothing to do with you personally, which is exactly why shopping smart matters so much. If you want us to take a look at your auto policy and whether you're with the right carrier for your situation, the link to get a quote is below. We're an independent agency based here in Nevada, and we help drivers in Arizona, Utah, and California too. And subscribe to the channel. We publish most business days, and what we cover is for individuals, families, and business owners who want to understand their insurance before they need it, not after. Thanks for watching.